In the twilight of a world transformed, Earth spun under the velvet embrace of Nightmare Moon, her unyielding beauty capturing the essence of the night sky. Once a celestial entity, she had descended upon humanity, not as a god of tyranny, but as a benevolent ruler. Nightmare Moon, seeing the Earth for the first time with her celestial eyes, felt both awe and determination. She saw a world marred by conflict, division, and exhaustion. The sun and moon had long been at odds with one another, and the Earth's people fought each other for control of resources, power, and influence. The world was unbalanced, and in the midst of this imbalance, Nightmare Moon saw an opportunity. She would be the ruler who brought peace, harmony, and prosperity. Nightmare Moon had conquered Earth, but not with the tyranny that many had feared. Instead of ruling through fear and oppression, she became a symbol of power and guidance. The humans who had once resisted her, initially wary of the eternal night she had cast upon the world, found that her reign brought peace and prosperity. The cities she ruled flourished, the skies remained clear, and the moon shone brightly, always. The harmony she created was undeniable. Beneath her opalescent glow, the towering figure of Nightmare Moon cast a spell that entranced the hearts of many. As she roamed the lands, she declared, "Become my followers, and all your dreams shall be realized." Enraptured, multitudes gave themselves willingly. They understood the delicate balance. In surrendering their essence, they empowered her reign, a cycle of vitality and devotion to illuminate their world. She made no immediate demands of the people. Instead, she started by guiding them, showing them the beauty that could come from unity. Her reign, though ever-present, was not oppressive. She held no cruel dominion over them. Her darkness, though eternal, did not bring coldness. Instead, it enveloped the world in a gentle, serene night where dreams could flourish. As the Earth transformed under her rule, people began to recognize that Nightmare Moon was no tyrant. She had a vision, a plan for the future, and the world was better for it. But in order for Nightmare Moon's reign to endure, she required a steady supply of energy. The immense magic she used to keep the night eternal, to protect the world from strife, required a source of constant nourishment. It was not through fear or the destruction of her people that she drew power, but through a unique system of symbiosis. She had the ability to draw energy from her followers, but instead of them suffering, they worked within her, fueling her power and sustaining her reign. Her magic required immense resources to sustain the advancements she had worked tirelessly to achieve. While some feared this, the people willingly offered their assistance, knowing that it was a small price to pay for the incredible future they were creating together. Recognizing the potential for harmony, she sought to weave her magic into the lives of the people below, encouraging them to abandon the strife that marred their existence. However, her unique method of nurturing required an exchange, a sacrifice of energy from her devoted followers. Nightmare Moon had created a unique symbiosis with her followers. She did not rule with iron fists or harsh demands, but instead, she made it clear that in order for the Earth to thrive under her rule, she needed their collective energy. Instead of the people sacrificing their lives, they voluntarily worked inside her vast, ethereal form. It was not painful or unpleasant, but rather an expression of mutual respect and understanding. Her followers, tiny but full of purpose, entered her sacred body to assist in maintaining her magic and power. They would work harmoniously, ensuring that the flow of energy sustained her and allowed her to continue her reign. These people knew that their work contributed to the flourishing of the world, and in return, their lives were enriched by the changes they helped bring about. Every one of them had a place in her new world. Silken strands of her dark mane billowed as she weaved through the night air, her presence suffusing the atmosphere with tranquility. To these tiny beings, surrender to her meant something far more significant than mere sacrifice. To publish their love for her, they transitioned into a whirlwind of sensations as they crossed the threshold into the vast warmth of her mouth. The moment of relinquishment felt like floating, enveloped by a soft embrace, a sweet moment before the plunge into her moist depths. Those who chose her felt a profound sense of safety, cradled against her velvety lips as they were lured deeper within her. This was not a forced labor, but a mutual agreement, a bond. The people volunteered to work within her body, where their efforts would sustain her power while allowing the world to thrive. They were given safety and warmth, knowing their labor created the conditions for a peaceful and prosperous world. In return for their service, they were allowed to remain within her ethereal body, protected from the harsh realities of the outside world, free from fear and suffering. Inside her, the tiny people lived and worked in harmony, producing energy that powered the realm of eternal night. They contributed in many ways. Some helped regulate the flow of magic that kept the night constant, while others assisted in balancing the immense energy that powered the magical transformations occurring across the world. Within her vast and cosmic form, they were safe, nestled in the flowing currents of her energy, free from harm, but always working towards the greater good. Her rule flourished. Under her leadership, there were no wars, no hunger, and no strife. Every need was met, and every person had a place in the world. The once divided factions of Earth now stood united under her guidance. The cities sparkled, the forests flourished, and the oceans hummed with life, all thanks to Nightmare Moon's influence. Each tiny sacrifice descent brought with it surges of warmth and security, a comforting surrender to the inevitable. Once within, they were greeted by the vastness of her throat, a warm, pulsating tunnel of darkness that guided each willing follower down into the unseen sanctuary of her belly. They often described the sensation as being cradled in a gentle embrace, surrounded by the rhythmic pulsing that echoed the beat of her mighty heart. Her stomach was a throne room of his grand design, a celestial cavern alive with enchantments, glowing faintly, providing an ethereal ambience. There, the tiny people established a world of their own, colorful and bustling, where they worked tirelessly, crafting energy from their essence. There was no sorrow in this realm. Laughter and joy replaced anxiety, and the shadows of despair that once haunted them vanished in the glow of their queen's presence. Their sacrifices transformed into boundless devotion, and they labored with delight for the one they revered. But as the years passed, one man, among the many thousands who worked inside her, stood out. He had always been a dutiful worker, one of those who spent his days ensuring the systems that powered Nightmare Moon's magic functioned smoothly. Yet for him, something was different. He was imbued with a longing, a wish to craft a deeper connection with the being that cradled their happiness in her magnificent form. It wasn't just her power or her wisdom that fascinated him, but the quiet strength she exuded. Her dedication to improving the world, her patience, and her kindness in leadership touched him deeply. More than that, he found himself inexplicably drawn to her, enchanted by the woman who had so deeply transformed the earth and her people. His feelings grew with time, and he began to spend his hours not just working, but thinking about her. Her voice, a harmonious blend of wisdom and calm, would echo in his thoughts long after he left his duties. He loved the way she cared for the people, how she created balance, and how, despite her immense power, she showed compassion. He became determined to show her his devotion, to offer more than just his labor. He had come to realize that he wanted to be more than just one of many in her system. He wanted to be near her, to be close to her, to love her. One evening, as he worked in the shimmering light of the moon's glow, he felt a sudden presence, one that filled the space with a soft, celestial warmth. It was Nightmare Moon. She had noticed him, felt his unwavering devotion, and now she reached out to him in a way that no one else had been chosen to experience. Her immense form loomed before him, her ethereal eyes gazing down with both power and understanding. He looked up, heart pounding, but instead of fear, there was only awe. She spoke, her voice gentle, but filled with the authority that could change the fate of entire worlds. "You have served me well," Nightmare Moon said, her tone like a lullaby to his ears. "But your heart, it holds more than just duty. I sense your love, your devotion to me. You have worked tirelessly to maintain our world, to help sustain my power, and you have done so without question. Your affection has not gone unnoticed." The tiny man was overwhelmed, but he did not hesitate. With curiosity glistening in his eyes, he approached the mesmerizing depths. As he prepared for his journey into her vast being, something shifted within her. A glimmer of recognition danced in the fathomless depths of her eyes. His voice trembling but steady. "I wish to do more for you, to be more for you. I want to show my love not just through my work, but through my very being. I want to be with you, to stay with you, not as a worker, but as something more." The tiny man looked up, his miniature form dwarfed by her magnificence, and a warmth blossomed in his chest as he felt her gaze travel through him. It was a flicker of connection that ignited something primordial. Rather than submit to the pull of her beckoning maw, he reached out, extending his tiny hand in open passion. "My queen," he murmured, "let my love be a gift retained, not a sacrifice." Nightmare Moon's lips curved into a smile, a rare, tender gesture. She could feel the sincerity in his words, the depth of his affection. And she, too, had come to realize something. There was something special about this man. He was not only dedicated to her reign, but his love resonated with her own soul, offering a warmth she hadn't expected to find in this world of stillness and night. "I see your heart," she whispered. "You have given me everything. Now, I offer you a place by my side. You will not only work within my body, but you will have a place where you will always be safe. A place where you and I can be one, united in our purpose." Nightmare Moon leaned closer, her breath enveloping him like a warm blanket. With each heartbeat that reverberated through her colossal body, he felt her every pulse bind them together, a shared rhythm of two souls intertwined. In that moment, he became more than a mere follower. He became cherished. Her lips enveloped him softly, caressing him as she savored the taste of the devotion he offered. Each kiss was as tender as the twilight sky, an echo of mountains, valleys, and oceans filled with affection. The small man reveled in the feelings around him, the moist warmth of her mouth a sanctuary rather than a prison. It was there, cradled within her, that he discovered joy unlike any other. The desire to merge grew stronger with each heartbeat. "My sweet love," she whispered, her voice reverberating like a soft serenade. "If you desire to remain, I shall carve a space for your heart within me, a haven where you could thrive." With that, she carefully guided him to a special, sacred space within her. It was a serene, glowing area, a place where he could be comfortable, surrounded by the energy of the moon and the magic of her vast being. It was a space just for him, where his love for her could grow as she continued to nurture the world around them. And so it was, in an act of utter devotion, she sculpted a vibrant alcove within her vast belly, a place not just for sustenance, but for love. Bathed in warmth and surrounded by the rhythmic rustle of her stomach, he felt comfort like never before. He was home, with the luminous heart of his goddess beating just beyond reach. The man, now at peace, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had found his place beside the ruler he loved, knowing that together they would continue to shape the world in the image of peace, unity, and prosperity. He worked not just for Nightmare Moon, but with her, and their love became a driving force in sustaining the magic that powered the eternal night. Days turned into sunsets, and the world outside shifted in her benevolent embrace. People once fraught with worry now thrived under her rule, harvesting energy willingly from joy rather than fear. Her tiny lover reveled in this newfound existence, creating not only sustenance, but a utopia of love nestled within the depths of her heart. As they thrived together in harmony, the tiny man often found himself lost in the solace of her caress, whispering dreams into the soft expanse of her belly, while Nightmare Moon enveloped him with gentle affection, forging an unbreakable bond born of love and trust. Their story became a testament of unity, where sacrifices transformed into the greatest form of devotion. And in the luminescent glow of her belly, deep in the heart of the enchanting night, the couple flourished. A tiny man who loved fiercely and a moonlit goddess who ruled benevolently, as one beneath the infinite canvas of stars. Together, they ruled. Her immense power sustained by the energy of her people, their hearts full of love and devotion. As the years went by, the world thrived, and the legacy of Nightmare Moon lived on as a beacon of peace, harmony, and eternal night.